Good morning, free folk of America, and welcome. So, yesterday we did get that sell-off that we were looking for, and today is a mighty fine day for news. We have the core inflation rate, so everybody's looking for that right now, and this is what they're looking for year over year. Inflation rate. Year over year. I look at that 6.2. They're expecting 6.9. That's like the strongest they've seen in years. I think since Vietnam, since the 60s, back when Dave was just a glimmer in his father's eye. Um, and that's about it. And next week, looking into next week, we have retail sales. Oh, there we go with the nonsense. But FOMC projections and interest rate, everybody's going to be paying attention to that. It's going to be a heavy Wednesday. And then you get the Fed press conference, and housing starts are interesting. But so that's going to be pretty big. Everybody's going to be looking at the Fed, and they're expecting him to double up the projections. This should be baked in. I'm a little worried. So I mean, you could chip away at your long terms. That might be another dip buying opportunity. We'll have to see which way the market goes, but that's what we're looking for. Today should be interesting around 8:30. We'll see what the effect that is on the market. Um, so I'm looking at the futures right here, and on the daily, we had that shooting star, and the futures gave us a nice shooting star. The S&P couldn't really argue that it was a shooting star, but it triggered. It triggered breaking that low, and we're up 11 points today, but that was a good push down. It took all day. I really thought it was going to happen early in the day, but I was patient, and I didn't make any moves throughout the day other than day trading. But investing wise, I was very patient with it, and it actually pulled back and gave me the prices that I wanted. So patience pays. Um, we're looking at an obvious divergence right here. So we're making a lower high on the momentum than we are on the daily chart. So that's something to watch. But really, in order for a divergence to trigger, it's got to break this low. If it breaks that low of 82, then it's going to push down pretty aggressively. I don't know if I really see that happening. But we do have those Fed fears out there. And I don't know, if he says something silly, he could send this market down considerably. We also have some political risk out there with China and the Ukraine. So, and now I hear Nicaragua is getting on board with China. I don't understand these politicians. They build their enemies. I mean, we created Al Qaeda. We created the issues in the Middle East. Late 80s, early 90s, we started building up China. I mean, we had communism conquered, and then we had to pour money into a country for communism. I mean, why didn't we pour that money into South and Central America? They're right here, they're on our borders. I mean, they just want to make money. I mean, half our country is full of South and Central Americans, and but no, we got to put up borders and keep people out. We should have just built that area. I mean, they could do the manufacturing. We could help with the education. I don't know. I don't get our politicians. Maybe there's something I'm missing because it can't be that obvious, right? So, all right. Anyway, there I go. I digress. You guys came here for financial or trading information. So, anyway, that's the technical on the ES on the daily. If we look at, I like to look at the 240 on the on the on the futures, and you could do that because they trade 24/7. So you get good data and a good chart in the 240. Oh man, look at that. Here's a high, here's a high, here's another high. Momentum's fading. Looks like momentum's fading. I don't know, man. This is just, I really need to see that momentum turn around. I got to say, I'm neutral right now on the market. Um, or I have to say I'm neutral on the market right now. And we could just go into consolidation. That'd be the perfect market, if you ask me. Just high dividends, high yield instruments, and consolidation. Everybody just take a breath, let the economy get back on track, let valuations come back into a reasonable range, and then we get ready for the next leg up. So 2-year consolidation, another 20 years running. That should do me. Then they should be giving me the old dirt nap. Um, so so let's just say we're neutral. There's really, I mean, this right here could be a reverse micro trend and may begin to push down again. Get a bigger picture. Yeah, I think we got a short move coming down. Oh, look right here. Remember, we talked about putting this trend line on the momentum, and you could play that. Here you see the break right there, and it kind of gives you the bottom. You can see the double bottom right there. So you could play that, which I have from time to time. Use that to manage trades or take entries. So I see. We think we see that 636. That's not a big deal, really. It's only like a 40-point sell-off. I don't know if we're going to see that today. I mean, we have the fundamentals we have to worry about. But I wouldn't be bullish until we broke this top right here, the 697. This is looking at the futures. When we jump over to the SPX, bidding bink on the daily. I mean, that got gap. That's got to be a target, man. I can't see us just leaving that behind. That might be the move on the 15th, eh? I don't know what I'm going to do today. You know, you got to be neutral on the market because we're in a consolidation. We're in a consolidation because here's a high and here's a low, and we're kind of trading in the middle. It looks like we might be making a high lower than this high. And if we make a low lower than that high, then we're in a consolidation. I don't even know where that 6470, that 4674 line came from, but it looks like we're just kind of, it's like a center line, kind of hobbling around there. I don't know. Maybe I'll go get a job in an ice cream shop. So if we look at actually I look at the 120s on the SPX time frame. I want. Yeah, that gap is looking good. This Fibonacci moved. So if we fib this move right here, bing, we get a nice pullback to the 23%. That could put in a double top. But you can see we're showing a pullback, but the ES is up 12. That may very well change. So we can't really go by that. So based on this, I mean, I'd be bearish. I guess I have a very big bias because of that gap right there. But if we took this fib and halfway to the gap, oh, it's not going to do that. Let's take off the snap. It's a little favor in the upside. Let's say our next target should be 658, and we'll see if we could turn around and make a double top off of that. If we break that 658, I think we might be making a move to close that gap. So we're going to have to watch that there. If you're trading today, I would just wait for a break of the high, which is about 705, and we're at 77. So we're going to open up probably on closing this little gap right here. We're going to open up around that gap, and then we'll see which way we go. We'll probably, I'm thinking we're going to fill it and then turn around and go back down. We're not going to invest based on what I'm thinking. We're going to invest based on what the market does. So if it breaks this top, I would take a long and go long, or buy a call and go long. And if it breaks the low, I probably have a target down here, and then see if we can close that gap. I would like very much so to close that gap. Get it out of the way. And the 10-year, I thought I saw the 10-year higher this morning. This is market closed, so I don't know. I don't know. You guys sign in to hear me babble. I'm just hopping on CNBC, see if I can get a quote on the 10-year. But as she looks, yeah, the 10 years up, man. It's 1.516. All right, that's cool. It's up ahead of inflation. We know there's going to be inflation. Everybody's talking about the Fed doubling up on their buybacks, but I don't know. It just feels too aggressive to me, and I don't think they're going to do that. And I'm afraid that this is the expectation at the meeting, and if Powell doesn't do that, the market might react adversely because they feel he's behind the curve right now with inflation. And I think he's starting to sweat it a little bit too. But yeah, this looks like it's getting ready to make, well, actually it's pushing up a little bit, but I would look for a double bottom and then it to advance, although it appears if we go back. Yeah, it does double bottom. Some double and triple tops. All right. Yeah, it appears that we should be looking for a double bottom on this. So we might get another pullback and then it takes off, probably on the next dip of the equity markets. So I'm not going to go through everything. I feel as though I've babbled enough. Enough. We know the good stuff, man. AMD. Did I bring that up? Yeah, I did pretty well on AMD. I brought that up a few days ago. Nope. All right. Well, actually, you can get in right where I got it. Oh man, and that doesn't look too good that daily. You might be able to get in cheaper, but yeah, pay attention to advanced micro devices. I like what they're doing. I've talked about this too. Okay, I'm just keeping myself company with your time. So anyway, let's go through the rigmarole. Subscribe, hit the bell, hit the like, because I really appreciate it. And you have any questions, hit me up in the comments. I appreciate that. Any interaction helps the channel a long way. Pass the word if I'm doing anything worthwhile. And any comment is a good comment. I'll take the bad ones. I'll take the good ones. I want to hear what's going on. Help me govern the channel. I mean, for the time being that I can't get internet access worthy of streaming, I'm just going to do these videos. Give me some input on them. If there's something you want me to talk about, if you want me to stop talking, I appreciate any input. And again, hit the bell and keep coming back. And eventually I'll get up and streaming, and we'll be trading together. Right now, I'm just doing the off the grid thing, man, and that's a priority in my life. I've been working since I'm 7, so well, I can't bitch. I retired when I was 44, but I mean, I just don't want to do that. I'd rather focus on my soul garden than my greed. I actually passed up an opportunity based on greed. I didn't take this opportunity because I wanted to sit in the market and make money a few weeks ago, which I don't recommend. Well, I do recommend that if you're young, focus on making cash. Although, yeah, you know what? It's nice to travel when you're young because you get laid. But okay, scratch that. I retract that. So anyway, all right, let me go. I appreciate your time, you guys. Just remember, stay calm, cool, be at peace when you trade, and good luck trading.